Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel on this beautiful spring day. I've been out here for a bit and sweating it up and thought I'd bring the camera out and show you what's going on. Today we are starting the great potato experiment. I'm going to be growing in grow bags, I'm going to be growing in buckets. I've got supermarket potatoes, I've got seed potatoes, I've got seed potatoes that have been hardened off, and I've got seed potatoes that are still in the bag and going straight in from the bag. Now the first part you would have seen is the soil that I'm using to start with. Basically I've gone through all the old buckets that I had and just tipped them out on top of some fertilizer. I'd done a fertilizer mix where I added some coir to the nutrients that I'd brought in. So I mixed all that up, tipped it out on the concrete, and then poured the contents of all the buckets that I had over it. Now those buckets contained building sand, they contained potting mix, they contained some old mulch that I made lots of years ago, probably at least about 10 years back. So yeah, some really old compost, just whatever was in them was tipped on top of the nutrients, and that's going to be our base for it. And I've mixed it all in with the nutrients, and that's our first layer. Underneath that I'm going to put in some sugarcane mulch, and that is just as a drainage sort of thing. I just want to give it a couple of inches of the sugarcane mulch just so I can drain freely, and then we're going to put the soil in, then our spuds and a bit of soil on top. So we will go through that process. Now just a quick look, and there we go, there's all those lovely nutrients, all that soil. It looks a lot better now that I've mixed it all up. So yeah, a much better growing medium than what it appeared. All right, well, let's get stuck into it and you guys can watch me get it all set up. All right, there we go. All the containers have got that mulch in the bottom of them, and then they've got a layer of soil. As you can see, most of these buckets, they're recycled buckets off a building site. I've had them for a long time. As I said before, probably about 10 years. So they're at the stage where they're breaking down, but we'll get a crop out of them this year. All right, and on to our potatoes. We have just some generic white potatoes and red potatoes just from the supermarket. We have our little Kifler seed potatoes, and you see the greening on these ones, and it's starting to get a little bit of a shoot on the end of them, where it's going to turn into a plant because they've been hardening off. And in here, there we have the seed potatoes that have been in the bag. So they're still very white, The shoots on the end are less developed because they haven't been seeing the sun. So our next step is we're going to plan them out and have a Sharpie marker here so I can mark on the buckets what's in everything, whether it's a seed potato, it's going to get a SE. If it's a supermarket potato, it's going to get a SU. If it's been hardened, it's going to get a H. And if it hasn't been hardened, then it's going to get a B for bag. So we'll stick them out in a couple different containers and label them up. So that's our next step. And then after that, we're going to put a bit more soil on top of them. All right, on we go. All right, there we go. They're all sitting in their soil, ready to go. And we're just going to put a sprinkling of dirt over the top of them, just so they're lightly covered. Just like so. Now I'll go through and get them all organised and be back with you shortly. Not too bad. All right, there we go. They are all out and in place. They're in front of the house, which is the sunniest place in the yard, apart from when the tree blocks the sunlight, but you've got to work with what you got. Potatoes do like full sun, so we've got them out in the sunniest spot that I can get. and they're all there in the ground ready to go. Now they are in early. There is still danger of frost, so I'm just going to have to keep an eye on them, and the experiment might all be for nothing if I get knocked out by frost. But we'll give it a go, see what happens. I like taking a gamble, so that's what we're doing. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so you know when I've got further videos coming along. You can keep watching the potatoes and see how they're growing. And thank you very much yet again for watching. Bye for now.